We're here at the Sterling Historic Society with Lyman, Brendan, and Don.
Hi.
So, what I would love to know, first of all, when was this town established?
It was established in 1781.
Incorporated.
Incorporated.
Yes.
It was once part of Lancaster, so it was called the second precinct of Lancaster until 1781. We broke off from Lancaster and became a town.
Okay. And
From what I understand, the reasoning is, back then in the 1700s, it was almost mandatory that Sundays everybody attend the church for the meetings, for one reason, to make sure that everybody's still alive, haven't been died of Indian attack or anything like that, and just to communicate with everybody. So it was getting difficult for Sterling area to go all the way to Lancaster to meet there, and they felt it was much easier just to establish here in Sterling.
so was that when the church was built? Do you know?
I'm not sure. We've had a few of the churches in town. We have the First Congregational Church, we have the Unitarian Church, and
The Baptist Church.
Baptist Church, right?
Yeah.
The three right around the common there.
Yeah.
Now, the only one left over there is the Congregational Church.
And
And
was-
then in the early 50s, I believe, St. Richard's, the Catholic Church, was built here in Sterling on Bridge Street.
So, what did people do here when it was first established?
It's a farming community,
Yeah.
really.
Okay.
We have a lot of orchards around here. I don't know if you visited any of them.
Not
we have
yet. We're going to.
Orchards and cattle. We've way up in the western or northwestern part, we had High Crest Farms. They had prize cattle up there.
Right.
Lionel?
Brown Swiss cattle.
And it was quite the large establishment up there, and we've had the orchards. My family moved to Sterling in 1954. Lyman's family, they all grew up in Sterling.
Yeah. A lot of history
Remember how
there.
long?
Yeah.
Were they farmers?
Yes, they was. And there was also Judge Rugg, which I'm a descendant of. He died in 1938, but he was the youngest appointed judge,
He was on the state Supreme Court.
state
Supreme
Supreme Court.
Court.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, wow.
Another thing about the Rugg family too, Lyman and his family were all on the fire department for many years.
No,
His
yeah.
father, Cliff Rugg, was in charge of the light department. They actually kind of started the light department here in Sterling, from what I understand.
Yeah, he wasn't the first manager, but close to the first one.
Remember hearing stories about Cliff. They be working on town throughout town. Cliff was also the forest warden, and he and his wife were dispatchers for the town. This is long before 911 ever was established.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that was a long time ago.
yeah, and
That
the calls
posi-
would come in. They have the red phone system. When somebody had an emergency, they'd come into Clifford's house. He and Helen would receive the call there.
When the town went to a dial system around the 60s, they went from the old candlestick phone to the dial phone system, and then progressed from there to what it is today. And,
Now we just carry our phones.
yeah, yeah.
So, what do you think your town is famous for?
Few
Probably
things.
world famous for Mary.
Yeah,
Mary
Mary-
Sawyer, who Mary had a little lamb. I'm sure we all know that poem. I'm sure you
Yeah,
know
it
it.
was-
I do.
Yeah,
I think we all do. I don't know if the kids still
Just
do.
recently, we had Diane Malone, who was the great-granddaughter of Mary Sawyer, was she?
yeah, along them
Great
lines.
granddaughter,
Yeah.
yeah.
Give a talk to the Historical Society here. Was sponsored by the Historical Society. Gave a talk about Mary Sawyer and the family and such.
Any other famous people in the history of Sterling?
Well, next one would be Butterick, which
Yeah.
the Butterick pattern was
Yes. And,
Ebenezer Butterick.
Probably as little girls, you've
Oh,
known your mom and dad having dress patterns to make dresses with.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Even
and
maybe
that was
me?
originated right here in Sterling.
Really?
Yeah, we still have packages upstairs of them. And
I
yeah, you
bet,
can
I
take a look.
bet.
Yeah.
The, in 1935, they built the Butterick School on property right downtown. You probably saw it down there across on Park Street.
That's
And,
that brick building that you
that-
mentioned.
The town hall?
The brick
mean-
building that used to, that's the town hall
Oh,
now.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the 1835 town hall was, well, it was built in 1835. And that served as a town hall for many years. And then as the town grew, they took over the Butterick building, and it's now it was the Marion Butterick School for 9 grades at first, and then as the town grew, it dropped so that there was 8 grades there, and the Wachusett Regional High School in 1958, maybe, I think, was when
Somewhere around that
the
time.
first grades from this high school here at the Butterick School were moved up to the Wachusett Regional School.
And that's
in Holden.
In Holden, Mass.
Okay.
So
All right. So it's a regional school?
it's a regional school. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
5 towns
Five
that go
towns.
there. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it was just so many kids.
All right. Anything manufactured? I mean, I know the
Used to be.
patterns.
We
We
have-
used to have a buck
Yes.
chair factory in
Yeah,
Sterling.
a lot of mills.
Quite a few chair factories. There was a brick factory up off of, I believe it's Wilder Road. They manufactured bricks for a time. The chair factories, there was several of them.
And we had the pottery thing too.
And the pottery,
Yeah.
yes, and in West Sterling.
And then of course the
Those are all-
cider mill.
Those
where-
are all before my day.
Where,
but
yeah, it's called Oh My Gosh now, but it used to be a
Yeah.
cider mill, and a
Yes.
lot of residents from town usually work there over the years. You know,
Oh,
many
really?
years it was open, and
yeah.
yeah,
When
that
was
was-
that closed?
That was a big thing back in the days with the apples and everything. And they pressed cider there, and a lot of, as Brendan said, there's a lot of orchards and apples in this town, and a lot more then than there is today.
But it sounds like you still have a lot. Tell me about this house. What year is this?
this I believe it
Oh,
was
boy.
1780, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
It was Dr. Peck was the one that lived here, correct?
Right.
And he was a local doctor, and I don't know when it actually took over for the Historical Society. I believe it was probably the 60s.
MacArthur House, was it then? MacArthur's deeded it
The
to,
MacArthur General, he was a MacArthur that lived here. He was a minister with the military, and they lived here for years. And I think the town took it over, or bought it.
when my family moved here in 1954, the population was about 2,500.
And what are you
Yeah.
now?
We're at 8,500 right
Yeah.
now, so.
So
Yeah.
I remember growing up, we lived over in Sterling Junction, was part of the town. We had the 2 post offices, the Sterling Post Office, which was 01564, and the Junction was 01565. And I'd go somewhere or something, well, where are you from? I'd say Sterling Junction, and you know, and is that like Petticoat Junction? And, just about, you know. And they say, well, you got to watch for Indians and stuff there. You know, we were very rural back then.
Where are
in
you?
the early 50s and stuff.
How about now?
Well, we don't have cows running down the road anymore like we used to back then. You know, it's
And there's no Sterling Junction anymore.
No,
Yeah,
it's
there's
just
no
not
Sterling.
there.
They don't have a
Put it all
little
into one
village or
post
anything
office.
now.
It's all under one post office now, and
We had something like 4 or 5 school districts in town.
there was, yeah.
Where I
yeah.
grew up was over at Squareshire, the junction side over by the Lake Washaycom here. And actually my house was on the site of the original Squareshire schoolhouse. We had Mary Sawyer's schoolhouse, which, where is that now?
That's in Wayland.
Sudbury.
Sudbury,
Yeah.
Wayland.
Mr. Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
took
Wayside
that,
Inn.
yeah.
That was bought by, bought
Right.
by Mr. Ford and moved down to there. And it's part of the,
Right, we've been there.
you've been there.
Yeah, we went
so-
to last year.
Yeah,
Was it
yeah.
last year or the year before? I don't remember. Well, I think we should see this house.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please
There's
do.
plenty to
Okay.
see. Plenty to see.
Okay. Hair wreath, 1850.
It's all made of human hair.
Wow.
So
What do you
that's-
mean?
Is that Dr. Peck's hair?
That's what they did of deceased relatives and such, is they'd make artwork out of the hair. So it's all hair
That's incredible. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
Oh, so the flowers even are made
Art
of
of
hair.
hair.
everything, yeah.
Oh.
Well, people do.
Is Mary Sawyer's wedding gown.
Wow. What great shape that's in.
Yeah,
Wow.
we cover it, so it's,
It looks
but
good.
yeah, and that is Judge Rugg's.
Oh, outfit is
They actually took a turtle,
real and used it as a mold.
dead or whatever, but yeah, it was a mold, but they,
Wow.
dragonfly.
Oh, look at this pottery.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
So if you ever go to any antique shops or anything, look for what is it? I forget his
I'm
name.
familiar with him.
WW.
William J. Wally.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause
So
some-
is he from Sterling?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
So
Yes,
is
that's
he
all the
famous or
information.
he's just locally famous or?
I think he's locally famous as far as his pottery goes here. I don't know how well known, I don't think he's worldwide known, but
What years?
Just look that up.
I know. Well, that was that one right there. So 1862 to 1873.
Oh, okay.
And that's all these artsy pieces that are in here.
Tried something, but didn't take it more than the try
I like
stick.
to see that.
Oh yeah, look at that. Wow. 9 p.m.
Well, we did some work here with the wall, and when they did it, they came across those beams. So we decided the beams are still there, burned, and it gives all the people that
Did it?
did it.
That's no,
Oh,
that's
no,
not,
no,
not that's
that's just
not
saying
in
about
the
the post office, yeah.
Yeah, that's telling you about. Okay.
Oh, 76 was when it
Oh,
was made.
76, that's
it was
appropriate.
a bicentennial
Centennial.
quilt. That was made. And
Okay. Very cool.
Look at this drum. Wow.
yeah, this was we actually have old pictures. It's pretty interesting because
I bet it is.
you slide it out. Right,
Oh. for
That
babies.
is very clever.
for a baby.
I love
That
it.
is clever. That is very
I
clever.
love it. Very cool.
Yeah, somebody had some good ideas there. Of course,
They
it never
sure did. Wow. Very clever.
literally rocked the baby right there.
Yeah, and all you had to do was.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.